Well, this time of year, we start to think about cold and flu and all the things that we can be exposed to and end up getting sick with. And there's some great things that you can do for your body to sort of help strengthen the immune system. So Dr. Shelly's with us today to give us that information, because I think it's really important. You know, some people will go for the cold and flu shot, or the flu shot, I should say, to sort of help combat it. But then there's some people who just don't want to go in that direction. And even if you do, there's things that you can also do naturally to your body to help boost that immune system. So what are some of those things?
Yeah, and it's true. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, for sure, because there is no cure.
No.
So I always tell people, never discount the value of lifestyle and diet. Hand hygiene is probably the most important thing you can do for yourself, especially with kids around.
Yeah, and don't they say that you need to wash your hands for 30 seconds to really get rid of all the germs?
Yeah, and it's not even, you know, everybody is so focused on these antibacterial hand sanitizers and that kind of stuff. They do not replace hand washing. And the other problem with that is colds and flus generally are viruses, and the antibacterial stuff protects you against bacterial infection.
That's a good point.
So they don't replace hand washing. So number one, getting lots of sleep. Sleep deprivation is terrible for your immune system, and a lot of people don't account for the negative effects that sugar will have in their diet in terms of suppressing your immune system. So trying to replace...
And there's no doubt we all eat too much sugar.
Oh, all of us.
I mean, it's in almost everything anymore. Now, what do you recommend for sleep?
So number one, if you have trouble sleeping, you really have to identify the causes of why you're not sleeping. So just making sure you get enough hours, and if you're sick, even more important to get enough sleep.
So would you say 7-8 hours a night?
Yeah, it's different for everybody. As a rule of thumb,
I
use how you feel in the morning. If you're feeling rested in the morning, you've probably gotten enough sleep.
Okay, so what are some of the things that we can do this time of year to help boost that immune system and stay healthy?
In terms of prevention, I generally recommend nutritional therapies, not so much the herbal therapies. Everybody in our house during cold and flu season takes a probiotic, a vitamin D, and a multivitamin that's geared towards immune function, so antioxidants. So if you already have a multivitamin, you can add to it. Well,
where'd it go?
Here we go. You can add to it with sort of our more common nutritional antioxidants, vitamin A, C, E, selenium, zinc.
Okay.
Or if you don't have a multivitamin, you can get multivitamins that are geared towards immune support.
Great.
So a good alternative.
And this one you don't have to take all year. You could just take it during that key clode. I'm not speaking very well this morning, Shelly. I'm mixing all my letters up.
The
cold and flu season.
That's right.
I'm going to start my own new language.
Yeah, because they are a little more expensive than a standard multivitamin. So if you don't need that extra immune support for the rest of the year, they can be sort of reserved for cold and flu season, or you can just add to your current multivitamin.
Okay, well, I like this. This is nice and simple, and it's something easy for us to do, to include into our diet.
Yeah.
And then our kids. I mean, so kids
now,
get sick.
Oh, and we've got one at home missing school today because he's a little sick, ironically, talking about cold and flu prevention. But so your kids' products for cold and flu, you do want to make sure they're safe for kids, because when we start to get into herbal therapies for treatment, you do want to make sure the herbs you're giving your kids are at the proper dosage and safe for your kids.
Okay.
And vitamin D, also make sure it's at the right dosage for kids. And then for adults, we get a little bit more aggressive in terms of herbal therapies. You can use, you know, your big herbs for immune support, astragalus, our mushroom extracts, ginseng, codonopsis. Those are great herbs for treatment of cold and flu.
Okay, so once you are sick,
and
if it does grab hold,
the quicker you can get it,
there's things you can
absolutely
take and that will help you through it. Because I think that's often the thing. You know, we're not doing the right things. We end up getting sick, and then it's like, what do we do?
Right.
So there's some great natural ways to sort of support your immune system through it once you do have it, and then you have to wait it out, right?
Yeah. So the idea with the supplement therapy is it can shorten duration, it can lessen intensity, and help you to get through. But you know, eat well, sleep well, wash your hands.
Yeah, reduce sugar.
And reduce
as
sugar.
you said, with eating well. I mean, that should go hand in hand.
And stay home if you're sick.
I know, and that's the other thing too. People go into the workplaces, they think they have to, and then it just spreads, and then it's even worse, right?
Yeah.
So, and bosses know that now.
Yeah, and it's hard with kids, right? Because sometimes they can't stay home, right? You can't have them at home. But if at all possible, keep your sick kids home.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing too, is be aware and keep your hands clean. I mean, you can't underestimate the importance of washing your hands through, well, all year round, but especially through cold and flu season. And as you said, I heard it's 30 seconds to really under that water to get the stuff off your hands.
Yeah.
So it's really important. Shelly, thank you so much. Some good points.
Linda.
Coming up on Hamilton Life a little bit later down the road, we're hoping to do a discussion on cold and flu with a panel, including yourself. So we'll look forward to that also. Full Circle Healthcare, located on Centennial Parkway. You can go to fullcirclehealthcare.ca or follow them on Twitter as well. Always great workshops going on up there. If you've got some questions, you can just check onto their website to check more out. Thanks, Shelly.